Are you wearing them?
No, I won't get them for a couple of weeks.
Oh, well, I didn't know if you had some sort of in with these.
No, not at this place.
Oh. Oh man, let's see who just hopped on. What's going on, Kevin Corbelese? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for hopping on.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh man,
How was your week, baby?
it's freaking brutal. I got my Amendola gear on.
Oh, nice.
So we are the muscle.
Kevin.
Kevin Shahan, what's up? I'm smoking my Amendola Natural tonight.
And shit, I don't know where I always promote the thing. I have no idea. Oh, here it is.
The thing.
Yeah, the Kevin
We got the
cigar prop. Cigar prop. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, and actually we have the.
And I used this to open up one of the things the other day.
Oh, nice.
Cigar prop.
Right now you can get the. Sorry, wrong one. Right now we can. It's been one of those days. Right now you can get the We Are the Muscle sampler pack of Amendola cigars. You get the Cremosa, the Natural, and the Matoro. All are Toro size at $29.99 at vsrcigarfam.com. I put the link in the comment section. Give it a try. I'm telling you, these Amendola cigars made at Aganor Salif, fantastic. The best they've ever been.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So what are you going to be smoking tonight there, Slick?
You know me. Old school vintage. You know, when I come on the show with you, I like to
Daryl.
Do that
Big
whole
D.
old school shit. Oh yeah. Hey,
Nice.
D.
Big D,
Jennifer.
my man. Jennifer. Man. It was a busy week. A lot going on with work. We're
Hey, Frank.
sending out orders, following up on some cigar
Daryl.
shops. What's up, Frank? Followed up, Frank had passed along our cigars to a couple shops, so I reached out to them, waiting to hear
Oh,
back.
very good.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and that's how it works. You know, it's you make a good cigar, you get a good blend, you get a good construction, and you get folks that are supportive and help you grow. And I greatly appreciate it. You know, it's a lot easier when you got a good cigar too.
True story.
You know, so yeah, I did want to share with everybody here also. Unfortunately, Boston Jimmy was supposed to be on the show tonight as our guest, but he had a family situation going on. He had a death in the family, and he's not able to make it this evening. So we wish Jimmy well. Pray for he and his family as they kind of deal with some rough times. But we'll have him back on real soon. I had the Big Tony, the Barber Pole, the Habana Maduro, and the Mexican San Andreas wrapper received a 93 rating on Stogie Press. So I was really excited about that.
It's awesome.
I'm using Devin's picture that he took. I told him I'll even give him the photography rights. He took a great picture.
Yeah, he did.
So I was like, man, that's beautiful, bro. I'm gonna use that. But so what's going on with you, man?
Busy week. Just a lot of computer work that I had to do and working on some new stuff I can't really talk about yet, but yeah.
Well, you are famously vague. It's okay.
Yeah, you know.
You know what? I was reading I was reading in the news because I read sometimes. So where I live in South Carolina, we're right on that border of North Carolina, and we're directly south of Asheville. And Gastonia is a small town right on the border, right along that border, kind of in between. If my geography is correct, Kevin Shahan. Probably it's right in between, like the border where we would cross to go to North Carolina if we went north, and Charlotte. They're actually coming out with a high-end cocktails and cigar lounge. I would have never thought it. Gastonia is just this really small town. It's a great little town.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they're looking to open before the Thanksgiving holiday. So they want to have this upscale sit-down spot, high-quality cigars, spirits, appetizers, some tasty appetizers. But he wants to give like a taste of this lounge that you would get in like a Las Vegas or New York or New Orleans.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool for a small town like this. I mean, Hendersonville is right up the road too in North Carolina, and they have a couple of great cigar shops. I mean, really, I can't wait for this place because I used to go into Gastonia a lot for my work, and but he said that he's going to have that they have 3,000 square feet of lounge space and a walk-in humidor, and they're looking at having over $100,000 worth of premium tobacco.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So more to come about this new spot in Gastonia. It sounds really cool, man. Sounds really good.
So you're doing an event there, or you're...
No, I'm not. No,
not yet.
No, it's not open yet. I will be doing an event at the Vintage on September the 15th. That Thursday, I'm going to be doing the show live, and Jeffrey Amendola and Chris Monaco from Amendola Family Cigars are going to be there. Going to be doing a rolling event. So those guys have always been hugely supportive of me and Stogie Road Cigars. They're great dudes. I've known Jeffrey for a while. And,
those guys are really cool. It was really nice meeting those guys.
Yeah, they're real nice guys. Oh, there's a helicopter going overhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're both great guys, and Jeffrey, like I said, I've known him for a long time, and he's very talented, and I'm really happy for him and for Chris on where they are now and how well they're doing with their brands. I mean, I carry their core line. They have their cannoli line as well. That's made at Espinosa's. That's a fantastic line of cigars.
Leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Leave the gun, take the cannolis. Exactly. That's what you get when you get two Italian guys. Thanks, Jen. September 16th. That's what happens when you get two Italian guys from New York. It's going to have some sort of reference. But so again, Jeffrey he rolls cigars, so they're going to do a big rolling event up there. It's going to be cool. The Vintage is a very cool spot in Charlotte. It's fantastic. It's
I can't wait to go down there.
What's up, Barry?
Hang out, go to a couple shops around here.
Oh yeah. There's some great shops around there. So, and I read that Nas becomes co-owner and equity partner of Escobar Cigars.
Oh wow, Barry Bones.
No, not Barry. Nas. Barry has.
I know. I'm just saying hi to Barry.
Barry has no vested financial interest in the.
I'm just saying hi as he came on.
I know. Come on, I know that. I know that you know that I know that you know. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that Nas is getting into the action.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The Escobar Cigars. I really don't know much about Escobar Cigars. Isn't that horrible?
I don't know either. But look, there's so many brands out there. How are you going to know them all?
What is that? Look at that. Cigar cabin.
Des! Yeah, baby!
Good old Les Des. He was messaging me today, and every time he messages me and he calls me brother, I think his finger hits the X button. So it always ends up saying, "All right, man, good talking to you, brother X." So I'm like, is that my new name now? Since I call him Les, I am now brother X.
I like that. It's Brother X.
Brother X. I've been called worse. A lot.
Dude, that's not a bad name. That's great. Brother X. That's cool.
It's like Terminator X.
Yeah.
Terminator X. But yeah, I was reading about this and I'm like, oh wow, you know, Nas is a big cigar fan, and he's partnering. He's with Escobar Cigars. That's pretty cool, man.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's always good to see that. You know, if you got a company like that to get some you know, someone who is in the public eye to join in and invest some money, and then also you know, it'd be pretty cool to see if he comes out with a Nas cigar. You never know.
Absolutely. There's a lot of new brands all coming out.
Yeah,
all over
I mean,
the place.
they do pop up. It is pretty interesting. I mean, listen, you know, same could be said about my brand a couple of years ago. It's another brand popping up, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that's
no.
I think
you
it's
see,
cool.
there's some folks in the industry that are, you know, they kind of I don't know. Some folks would say they're purist or whatever, but
I don't even know what that means.
neither. Well, I've always thought, like, you know, when they talk about boutique cigars, there's, you know, boutique, and it's, if you have money and you want to start a company and you want someone to make you a cigar, you can do that. You know, then there's folks that, you know, maybe they blend their tobacco. They get their tobacco from tobacco agents or farmers and stuff. They don't have their own farms, and then you have the smaller factories that do have farms as well and grow their own tobacco. If that's what you love and that's what you enjoy and that's what you know you have the money to do it, then do it. I mean, it you know, there's always that, and then you probably could speak more to this than I could, Lars, but I just speak my opinion, whether it's right or wrong. So, exactly, Frank. So, you know, there's a lot of folks or some folks that'll say that you need X amount of money. You need to have that kind of money. And then in the same breath, they'll say, well, throwing money at your business is not going to make it any better. So you kind of contradict yourself at that point in time, right? Yeah, you're going to need money to start your business, you know, but you can't say then throwing money at a business is not going to improve it or make it any better. It takes more than money. You know, there's sweat equity. There's
you got to have drive too.
You got to have drive. You got to have passion. You got to have the time. I mean, money will you definitely need the money to get it started, but to keep it going, it takes more than money. And I do believe that part. It does take more than money, but you know, you see so many people in different industries, whether it's James Cameron who directed and wrote and created the Terminator movie on what he put it on a credit card, like whatever, you know. You read about
Quentin Tarantino, didn't he do Pulp Fiction on a bunch of like credit cards, and his family mortgaged their houses or some shit like that?
I don't think he did that.
Yeah, if you look it up, I think he was still driving a cab in New York City when he did Pulp Fiction.
Well, I don't doubt that part, because he only had Reservoir Dogs before that.
And also he like most of the clothes that he got for it, he like bought and then returned the next day or the next couple days after shooting.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I look it up. I think he did get a bunch of shit on the credit cards for that movie too.
But I know, I know, like Reservoir Dogs was his really first breakout movie. I mean, there was True Romance. He wrote,
that was so good.
He wrote True Romance, but I think Tony Scott would directed it and did everything. But he wrote that. He wrote Natural Born Killers, but didn't want the writing. He didn't want credit for it because they completely deviated from the way he wrote it.
Really?
Yeah. And then he had, I think there was another movie he did. I don't know. He did like My Best Friend's Over the Moon. I don't even know what the hell it was. I got to look it up. But he had done a movie. It's like one of his first movies that he had written and directed. But it's pretty interesting when you see how some of these folks in their profession and what they do to sacrifice to get to where they are. You know, it doesn't always take silver spoons and deep pockets to get you there. So, you know, my hat's off to anybody who wants to take that leap and give it a try. And even if it's a hobby for him, it's a hobby for him. It's my best friend's birthday. That was his first real movie. But
Cigar Prod.
I think that, you know, at that point, you know, you have a passion for it, then have at it, man. I'm looking it up right now, Lars.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
There was that was like that was an incredible movie, but from what I remember, what I read it, now I read it like, I don't know, over 15 years ago, but I read a whole bunch of stuff in the background on it that had like some pretty amazing stuff.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
All the different little Easter eggs, as they call that?
Yeah, well, also like all the what he had to do to get the movie made.
Yeah, I'm not really finding anything right now. I'm sure it's in here if
because he really believed in that movie. And, you know, everybody believes in their art. Well, not everybody. Some people are amazing at their art and don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that so many times.
That was my ash. Yeah, I'd have to look that up a little bit deeper on how that was financed, but it is pretty interesting when you read about some of these folks and how they do it. Hey. All right, well, hey, let's do our intro.
Yeah.
I teased it earlier when I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, because the show hasn't even started yet.
Yeah. No. Not
Kevin!
Really. Not really.
I'm waking up, but there's still cocaine on the counter. A golden monkey in my hand while you encounter the demons that are feeling on my brain. I feel like I'm going insane. I'm breathing fire, heavy raging your desire. I'm over here trying to build an empire. Don't you know that me and you are not the same? I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain, yeah. I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain, yeah. Venom pumping through my veins, yeah. Craziness all in my brain, oh. I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain, yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain, venom pumping through my veins, yeah. Craziness all in my brain, oh. I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain, yeah. Rockstar, 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 yeah.
brothers and sisters of the Leaf. Welcome to the Stogie Road Diaries. It is I, El Vihante, welcoming you to Thursday night's show with my friend and co-host, Mr. Lars. Please put a cherry on top, world champion of art, Tetens. How are you doing this evening?
Pop that cherry, pop that cherry.
Is that how you're doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Nice.
Because you said put a cherry on top, and that's one of my songs, Pop That Cherry.
It's kind of the same thing.
Not at all, but yeah.
But so Miramax, the company Miramax financed.
Sanj, how are you, baby? Hey, Sanj is on there.
Hey, Sanj.
Sanj, you should carry Stogie Road cigars in your place. They're awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to reach out to you, Sanj. Check you out.
He has the best cigar shop in Jersey. No joke. It's awesome.
Where is it?
It's in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
What's the name of it?
Sanj's Cigar Shop.
Oh. Wow. Check it out.
He's amazing. He's like a really is kind of an iconic legend in the cigar retailers of America for the last like 30 something years.
I will, Sanj. I'll reach out to you.
He's amazing. I love him. And he's literally like he's like family with me. I love that guy.
Right.
I mean, I love him.
Well, it's fantastic. I'll have to reach out to him and I'll send you some samples, Sanj. Pulp Fiction was the first movie that Miramax funded.
Oh, was it?
So Miramax, you've probably seen all different movies of Miramax, but that was the very first movie that they funded for like $8 million.
Holy shit. So maybe I don't know what, maybe I was reading that about Reservoir Dogs.
I don't know. I mean, he's done a few movies that he wrote, like True Romance, and there's another one called Past Midnight. But I think he had someone come in and help him out with. You know who it was is I might be wrong on this, but the guy who played Mr. Brown in that movie was instrumental. He's an older guy.
I can't remember which.
I think he was. I have to, oh God, I can't think of his name right now. But he was really instrumental, I think, with the release of that movie and getting it done because he was well known, but I also think he was kind of a real badass too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my Quentin Tarantino knowledge right now is a little...
According to Wikipedia, Schnecksville is an unincorporated community and census-designated place in North Whitehall Township, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania.
Wow, I don't know why. I have no idea. It came up in my thing.
Edward Bunker is his name.
Edward Bunker?
Edward Bunker, yep.
I don't know, for whatever reason, I can't remember which actor that is.
He was the older guy, kind of tall, thin, older looking dude. He was a real life. He spent some time in jail. He did some time, but it's pretty interesting with him and Quentin Tarantino. He always gets people that he's really big fans of, whether it's Pam Grier, Harvey Keitel, John Travolta, Samuel Jackson. Those are guys that he's friends with, or he's fans of. So, what are you playing, Tetris?
No, I was just looking up who that actor is. I was trying to find out who the Mr. Brown was.
It's if you look up Edward Bunker,
I'm
that's
just
who it
trying.
is.
Yeah, usually I can see the face. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm an idiot. Here, I'm going to look it up on my computer. I was trying to look it up on the phone, but yeah, I'm terrible with names, but if I see the person's face, it's a lot easier for me.
Yeah. No, he did time up at Folsom Prison. He's
Wow.
Mr. Blue. I'm sorry, Mr. Blue. I keep saying Mr. Brown. That was I think that was Steve Buscemi's character. At least you're a cool color. You know, Mr. Brown is Mr. Shit.
Oh shit.
I can't remember. Or was he Mr. Pink?
I'm telling you though, Quentin Tarantino is just such a genius. He really is. That guy is just.
There's the guy right here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know that guy. Let me check out his other movies.
Yeah, but but Quentin Tarantino is pretty talented. I got to tell you something.
Oh my God, he was in Runaway Train, which I loved that movie.
Yeah, John Voight.
Yeah.
Wasn't Eric Roberts in that too?
Yes, he was. He was the young buck.
See?
And what I loved about that movie so much is Akira Kurosawa wrote the movie, and when Hollywood wouldn't let him direct it, he tried to commit suicide. Didn't work.
Huh.
He cut his wrists and ankles and laid in the bathtub. His wife found him.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Akira Kurosawa.
But the what he did in Inglourious Bastards, that opening scene of Inglourious Bastards when they're in the farmhouse.
Yeah.
No special effects. No freaking CGI. It's just the farmer and Colonel Hans Lander, and that is probably some of the most terrifying scenes in cinematic history, because it's just so intense, because he knows he's lying the whole time and he's just playing a game with him. It's just, that's an incredible movie. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite scenes from that movie is that opening scene.
Wow.
Very good. I did like True Romance. That had like a lot of stars in it.
True Romance was so brilliant. It was.
That had a lot of stars in it. That had
it did.
Patricia Arquette.
And she was so amazing.
Arquette.
Yeah, Roseanne Arquette. But she was
Patricia. She was good. She played Alabama.
Yep, and she was so good, and I think that could have been one of my favorite things she ever did. And Christian Slater, who was like amazing in that too. That was one of the best movies for both of those guys, for me, I think.
Yeah, a couple of those movies that they talk about his little cinema world, his little, because like Inglourious Bastards had a different ending and what really happened. They killed Hitler, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they actually stopped Charles Manson from murdering Sharon Tate and all them. But in his little universe, they're all supposed to be tied together. No, Mr. Brown is, you don't know if he dies or not. You hear a bunch of gunshots at the end of the movie when he gets away. Mr. Brown, Steve Buscemi. But you don't know if he dies or not. But he is the only one that doesn't get shot.
He might have lived,
right? Yeah. Yep.
I wonder why they did it where he might have lived, or why they did.
It's the same reason why when everybody opens up the briefcase in Pulp Fiction and it has gold in it, that you don't know what's in it. He always has that little weird thing going on, That's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, he's just so good. He does crazy stuff, man. It's like
where True Romance had Patricia Arquette. God, the list of the stars in that with Christian Slater. It had Chris Penn, Michael Madsen.
Oh my God, yeah.
It had Saul Rubinek. It had the guy who plays Balky. I remember him being the drug. It had Val Kilmer was Elvis in that movie.
I know, that was so crazy,
Val
dude.
Kilmer. It had Brad Pitt with his buddy sleeping on the couch, smoking dope out of the honey bear.
The honey bear thing.
Yeah.
I know. I love that. I love that so much.
Oh my God. Christopher Walken was in it.
Yeah, he was amazing. Remember the whole Sicily thing?
Yeah. Dennis Hopper was in it.
The dad.
Yeah, he played
his
the dad. Oh, the backstory of Reservoir Dog. That's pretty cool. He talked about wanting to do a backstory on Reservoir Dogs because each guy has their own little story and and connection with leading up to them all coming together. But God, who else is in True Romance? I mean, it was just one completely blown away when you go back and you take a look at all the people that were in that movie.
It was nonstop stars, everybody. But a lot of them were stars at that time, which was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know at the time when I watched it that in True Romance that Val Kilmer was Elvis.
I can't remember how I found that out, but I remember finding that out, and I was just like, "Oh shit, that was so cool!" And then Gary Oldman, oh my God,
Gary Oldman! I forgot about Gary Oldman on that one. He's my favorite actor.
He was so crazy. He's one of my favorite actors too.
Oh
but
my
he
God.
was so crazy in that movie with
Drexel.
the dreadlocks and the drug dealer and his scars all over his face.
His white eye. It's like,
yep. Oh my God.
She's like, I don't know if Drexel. You go, what's a Drexel? Drexel's my pimp. Bronson Pinchot. Samuel L. Jackson was in the movie.
Yep.
Michael Rappaport.
Yep. I love him. Did you ever see the movie he did when he was a rapper?
Yes. Do you know
that was hilarious?
Do you know who's in the movie that I've completely
forgot about? He's actually a really good rapper. Who
is James Gandolfini?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely right.
He's the hitman that she kills. Yep. Tom Sizemore is in it. That's who it is. Yep. Tom Sizemore. I thought it was Michael Madsen. I mean, God Almighty.
Man, they had everybody. They had so many great actors in it. Holy shit!
Oh, what's his face is in it? The guy who played Boris. His name's here, but Eric Allen Kramer. Joseph used to watch a show. Who's God, Jennifer? What's the name of that show where they always freaking recorded everything with the little kid? It was a little sitcom that used to be on TV. Oh my God! Hold on, let me look it up here. Good Luck Charlie. He was the dad in Good Luck Charlie. He played one of the bouncers or one of the bodyguards.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh my God, hilarious movie. Great movie.
Also, Runaway Train was like one of my all-time favorite movies because it just had so many. That scene where he's like schooling Eric Roberts, John Voight schooling Eric Roberts. Say, do you want to be a rich executive and whatever? Then you got to get down on your knees and clean the toilet with a toothbrush. And when the boss comes over and says, "You missed a spot right there. You better shut up and just scrub that spot until it's clean." Can you do that? Remember that? That was great.
I'll be honest with you. I have not seen that movie in ages.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
I have not seen that movie in so long.
And Rebecca De Moynier, she was really beautiful at that
really
time,
young
but
then.
she was, but she really made herself out to not really look that great and not like be whatever in that movie. But she was such a good actress in it. It was crazy. Yep. Yeah, there were some great scenes in that movie. Just
Yeah.
great scenes.
I have to go back and rewatch that movie because I remember seeing it years ago, and really, I mean, I loved it. It's one of those movies that you know, people don't think about, but it's a great movie.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen The Hateful Eight?
Yeah,
That was awesome. That was really
I like it. I see,
that was.
the other actor that's in that movie that I'm a big fan of is Tim Roth.
Oh my God, he's so good. Did you see him in Tin Shield?
I watched some of Tin Shield, and then I kind of got to the point where is it Tin Shield or Tin Star?
Tin Star, you're right.
I don't know. I just got to the point where I stopped watching it, and I don't know why. There's a couple of shows that I started watching that I just stopped. I kind of lost interest. No reason. Not that it started sucking or got boring. I just kind of shifted and went to something else. But he's a great actor.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He was awesome in that movie. In that series.
Yeah. No, he definitely get any of those guys like Gary Oldman, Tim Roth. I really am big fans of those two guys. You get them in a movie, it just it elevates it, in my opinion, to a different level.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, God,
He's
especially
such
Gary Oldman, so freaking brilliant.
and Tim Roth and Tin Star is like so crazy. He's like this such a dirty cop. He really does really fucked up things in it.
Well, he plays a really good scumbag.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think about some of the roles that he's played, he plays a real big. He could play a real good. I tried watching that show "Lie to Me" that was on TV. I just could not get into it.
I haven't seen any of it.
He was in Rob Roy. He played that really. He was a real piece of shit in that movie too. Oh my God, just a great movie with what's his face? Oh God,
Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson. Yes.
Yeah, everybody loves Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, I remember him during his bad acting days. You ever see Dark Man?
Yeah, that was not good.
No, that was back when you were watching that going, this guy's a horrible actor. Very
Yeah.
bad acting. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, he's in, what was that, Schindler's List. I was like, that's Dark Man.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, he must have gone to some acting lessons.
And dude, he did so many movies that are action movies. And how old is he? He's got to be, what, in his like late 60s, early 70s, something like
I
that.
don't know. I think he's in his 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I thought Tim Roth played he played the head chimpanzee in the remake of Planet of the Apes when Marky Mark did it.
Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Oh my God, what such a great actor! I love Tim Roth.
Yeah, he was great. Okay, so he was born in 1952. How old does that make him? He's 6'4". He's huge.
Liam Neeson, yeah, tall guy.
How old does that make him? 52.
52, 60, 70, 80, 90, what? Almost, I don't know, 70?
He's 70?
50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10,000, 10, yeah, 70.
Yeah, I thought he was in his late 60s, early 70s. He's 70.
Hold on.
Dude, he's like an action hero still. It's crazy.
He's 69. Close enough. I rounded up.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Liam Neeson, he's definitely developed into a good actor, but
did you see The Ice Road? It wasn't that great of a movie.
No.
It really wasn't.
No. There's some of his movies that I see that are direct to video, and I'm like, oh, look.
Yeah.
But after his wife died, he said he started just doing as many movies as he can.
Right.
He's just like, that was his therapy. And then you see guys like Christopher Walken that says, yeah, I did a lot of bad movies because I don't like the vacation. I just like to work. I like to stay at home. I like to work. I'm not a vacation guy, so
I
that's
love
what he
that.
does.
That's really good.
But when you talk about guys like Gary Oldman, I mean, when you think
Oh
about
my.
the characters that he's played over the years, I mean, he played and did a fantastic job of playing Churchill.
Oh my God, he was incredible in that.
He played he was in Child 44, which is a great movie if you haven't seen it. Child 44 is him, and another actor that I'm a big fan of is Tom Hardy.
Oh,
So
he's great too. And
those
I
two are
have
in that
not seen
movie.
Child 44. I should
Wow,
definitely watch that.
great movie, great movie. He plays some Russian general in that. He plays, Dracula. He
Dude,
played
that Dracula was my favorite fucking Dracula ever.
he
I
played.
swear to God, it was so amazing. And the other movie I really loved him in was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yep, that was a great movie.
Oh,
He plays like a good, like, kind of nerdy, dorky guy in some of these movies. He played Drexel in True Romance. I mean, how he's able just to do that. I loved him in The Professional.
oh my God. Another incredible character. Holy
Fantastic.
shit.
And he played. He was the guy in Hannibal that was in the wheelchair that was all mauled up from Hannibal eating him.
Yeah.
He also played. We were talking about this the one night on the Bullies show that we do, which we're going to be doing live Monday night on
Oh,
the
that's
Tap
awesome.
Night show. We're going to do a live Bully show. But he played. Jesus, what do I want to sit here? I lost my train of thought. What was it that he played in? That
How about The Fifth Element? He was amazing
yeah,
with that.
yeah, he was.
And there was a story. I don't know if I remember this clearly, but I think it's something like this. He had went to do an audition for The Fifth Element, and he had long hair, and he came in riding a skateboard, and they were like, "Oh, he's too young for the part." And then he got like a wig made, and he got makeup done to make himself look older, and he came in and did an audition again for it, and then he got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the story. I can't remember. So long ago, but whatever. I think it was something like that.
Legend. He played twins. He Hey, what's up, John? I see you. He played in a movie with Matthew McConaughey. Called Tiptoes.
I never saw that.
So the movie is Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. I play a guy, right? He plays this guy who's his family are little people, right? So he's a full-grown person, and his mother and father are little people, and his brother is Gary Oldman, who plays a little person in a wheelchair. And
Oh,
it's
shit.
crazy how they do this whole visual of Gary Oldman, because he looks like a little person in a wheelchair. And I guess Matthew McConaughey has like an issue with his family being little people, and he marries this woman, and she ends up leaving him for his brother.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a great movie though. You got to see it. Peter Dinklage is in it. Kate Beckinsale's his wife. That's it. I just looked it up. Patricia Arquette's in it too. But
And do they all play little people?
Well, Peter Dinklage does because he's a little person.
Right. But I mean, does Patricia Arquette and those, they all?
I can't remember if they do or not. I don't think so. But I'd have to watch. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's a great movie. Very a movie that you wouldn't think that you would like, but it's really good. Very good. So I got my reminder, Lars.
Which one?
From Jennifer, that I have to talk about our Stogie Road Cigars limited edition 2021 Guayabera.
Nice.
Yes, we're taking pre-orders until the 3rd of September. You can PM myself or Jennifer, or email your order to vstogiemarketing@gmail.com. We're basically asking for half to secure the order, and then half once it arrives and we get ready to send it out. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks after after the 3rd of September. It'll take about 4 to 6 weeks. Each one of the Guayaberas are handmade and custom made. So that's the reason why it takes a little bit of time. We just don't have a bunch of them hanging up in the closet. We just send them out. And they are made by Joseph Genovese of YA Bear Clothing. And you can check out his other clothing and other Guayaberas at yabearclothing.com. If you use the code VSR Cigar Fam, you'll get a 10% discount. So there you go, Lars. Use VSR Cigar Fam, you get 10% off.
And did you see that I've been putting? I have it on my little scroll that goes on the bottom on all the shows.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we've been getting more and more requests and feedback, positive feedback on the spices. The Stogie Road spice and the Stogie Road barbecue sauce, but also the spices from Lars Tetens. So much great feedback on that, on those. I mean, I love that we offer them and that we have them, because I food, drink, music, all that's a part, of
Stogie Road experience.
Of the Stogie Road experience, and being able to really enjoy a good meal and a good stogie afterwards is there's nothing better than that. So you get the Stogie Road seasoning, you can get a nice steak. For you vegetarians, you can sprinkle it upon your large shiitake mushroom and then grill it. But you can put it on the steak, grill it. Oh man, it's fantastic.
Tasty.
What's up? We got sub one. We got Cy from Ireland.
Greetings, Cy. How you doing, brother?
We go, Kevin Shahan.
Love it.
Got another Irishman. Big Dez. I saw, I hopped on your show last night for a little bit, and Dez is on. It's always good seeing Dez.
Dez is awesome. I'm going to do a show with him. Like, I'm restructuring my thing just so I do a show with him.
Dez?
Yeah. Well, Dez and whoever comes on, but yeah.
Dez is going to be a staple?
Yep. On one of my shows. On one of the things. So we'll fit into... He can be on any of my shows, of course, but on what I'm going to put my timeline around his timeline.
Oh, nice. Frank, that's something we've already considered and are looking into, doing some Stogie Road bourbon. I just think having a clear bottle and having the Stogie Road Chardonnay on the bottle would be cool as hell.
It looked beautiful.
But it's got to be good bourbon. It's got to be good bourbon. So I would love to have a good Stogie Road bourbon. That'd be great. I'd have to sell that on the side. I'd have to sell that on the side. I'd be a bootlegger.
I love it.
I'd be bootlegging.
Do I get to drive the car?
I don't know, man. I have a feeling that you're not a fast driver.
Oh, I'm a really fast driver.
Really?
I'm just not a good driver. Yeah. When I have people in the car with me that are like people I care about, I try not to drive too fast. But yeah.
I would have just pictured you like behind the wheel, 10 and 2.
No, I got a little 8-ball on the steering wheel.
Oh, you got the suicide knob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I drive like a maniac.
Frank, that is mighty neighborly of you. No, we're not doing Stogie Road moonshine. I want to drink something I can drink.
Dude, if you tasted my moonshine, you would love it.
I've had
As
good
soon as
moonshine. I'm just
Well, as soon as I find my moonshine, because I have some bottles here, I will send some to you.
great. We have to wait for it to cool down a little bit. I don't want to get a package
Okay,
that'll
I couldn't-
blow up.
Yeah, that's true too.
Lars, when did you learn how to drive, and what was your first car?
Okay, so I mean,
Please tell me you were out of diapers, at least.
okay, yeah. So I was 9 when I first started driving. I can't. I don't. Well, I think he's dead anyways. But it was this priest in Tribes Hill, New York, that I got to be friends with. My dad would not get me the car, but I was getting enough money that I could get a car. So I gave it to the priest, and the priest got me a Cadillac Brougham, and I drive that around at 9. But I was like 5'9" or something when I was like 9. I was like 5'8", 5'9". I was pretty tall when I was young, and then by the time I hit 11, I was like 5'10" and a half, and that's basically
Is that where you
what
are
I
now?
Yeah, that's where I stayed the whole time.
Okay.
I never really grew after like 11. That's kind of weird, but yeah.
We were talking
it
about
was-
the other day because Joseph went to the doctors for his wellness check, and he grew like 5 inches or 6 inches since his last check a year and a half ago.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I drove like a maniac back then, but I didn't even get my driver's license till I was 31. When I was younger, I don't even know if I should be talking about this part, but let's see, how can
If
I
it's
word it?
clean. If it's clean.
Oh yeah, it's clean. It's just it's not legal at all. But and some of the people are still alive, but there's probably a limit, whatever.
Statute of
Yeah,
limitations.
statute of limitations are up on that. But so I was doing things with the police department in New York City, and they gave me a special number that I basically, they couldn't arrest me once I gave them the number. And after that, chief of police left, and a new chief of police and a new mayor was in office. They were supposed to take that away from me, and they never did.
That's
It
funny.
was just an error. So I ended up having that little number. And oh yeah, that is funny. Go figure, a priest. Yeah, well, he was a great priest. He was very cool.
We got someone in the back of the green room. Hey!
Hear me okay?
Boston
Yeah.
Jimmy.
What's up,
yeah,
man?
baby.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Good, man.
Very
How
good.
are you?
I'm okay. 3,000 miles of driving and I'm back home.
Well, I'm
Wow.
sorry to hear about your fam
Yeah,
and your
my
loss.
my mother-in-law passed on. It was not unexpected. So, but what was unexpected is when it happened. My wife
Yeah.
had cataract surgery, which required us to actually drive from Florida to Monticello, New York,
Wow.
Got ya.
and then drive home. So
Wow.
3,000 miles later, I'm back in my studio.
Oh wow.
Well,
And
we're
then I
glad
get
that
on
you're
a plane
safe.
then I get on a plane on Saturday at 6:00 in the morning and go to Pittsburgh to complete my cigar smoking world championship.
That's right. I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, I see that you've made. Is it the semifinals or the finals?
Oh yeah, this is the final. So there are 13 shops in the United States that competed individually amongst their folks. I competed here in Melbourne, Florida, at Executive Cigar Lounge, and then the winner of each of those goes to Pittsburgh, to the Rocky Patel Burn Lounge in Pittsburgh, and you compete on Saturday. And the winner on Saturday, not only are they graced with incredible, fantastically beautiful prizes and stuff, they are also giving a trip to Croatia, where the World Championship will have 35 countries. So whoever wins in Pittsburgh represents the United States.
What is the competition?
So let me just do something here. Hold on. All right. So it starts with this cigar. This is a Rocky Patel Mareva. It's a 5 1/8 by 42 ring gauge Corona. The idea is whoever takes the longest to smoke it from the foot to the band wins. Now, there's a few stipulations. You get only 2 stick matches to light it in the beginning, and you get 1 minute to get the cigar ignited. All right? That's part of the time on you. You have to keep it ash for 40 minutes. Okay? If you drop the ash within 40 minutes, then there are deductions of minutes depending upon how long you held it. So, like, if you're holding it for, like, only 10 minutes, you're going to lose 15 minutes. So you're in the negative.
Right.
But if you take it, like, 35 or 38 minutes, you lose a minute or 2 or 3. Most of the people will carry it the whole length because this is an extremely well-constructed cigar. Okay? Just put that out there.
Right.
Fantastic cigar. And now, the next thing is,
I was going to say, because if you're going to hold a competition like that, you're going to pick your cigar.
well, you can't pick a cigar.
No, I'm saying if they're going to pick a cigar to have in this event, it better be a damn good.
Yeah, no, it's a damn good cigar for the event.
Yeah.
And this is the third year that Rocky has sponsored this. So now what happens is once you take it down, you cannot burn the band. Right. Nobody says you can't tunnel through the band. If you're really good, like some of these Russians and Germans, they actually get it to tunnel here, and then they actually drive under the band without it bursting out on the wrapper.
Really?
Because these guys get times of 3 hours and 57 minutes to smoke this. 3.5
Jesus.
from here to here by 42. 3 hours and 18 minutes are numbers that are coming in right now around the world.
Wow.
Nick Peretta from the United States. I don't know if you know Nick. Nick, he was in Naples. He was at the Rocky Lounge there when they did the event last week or the week before. He was able to do 2 hours and 2 minutes and change. I came so damn close to that. I was 2 hours, 1 minute and change.
Oh, really?
And last night, when I was up in coming home from my time with family, we did a sleepover in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I stopped into Preston Gray's place.
Okay. Yeah, Taylor Smoke.
Just briefly, I stopped and I get my wife all settled, and I said I'm going to walk 2 blocks away, basically, and go enjoy a cigar. But I made sure I brought this, and he was up in Concord, so I sat back and I started to smoke this and started the timer. And when he came in, he was like, "What are you doing?" And I explained to him, and he witnessed 2 hours and 3 minutes and change.
Wow.
So unofficially. I set the new 2021 national record, but that's unofficial.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I know going to Pittsburgh, I'm pretty solid, at least in where we're at. And there's some special people in this. Like Fred Ruiz is representing Corona Cigars. Fred, right?
I've the name's familiar. Probably.
Yeah, he used to have a brand called Nomad Cigars.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need a mental goose every once in a while, Jimmy.
Every now, I agree with you.
I haven't had enough caffeine or alcohol tonight. It's just all water. So
Fred is representing Corona, and So he's going to be there, and there's some others. I got to look up some of the other names, but we'll all get together on Saturday. I'm flying out first thing Saturday morning. I get up to Pittsburgh around noon to a connection, and then I'll be having a great time. This is a fantastic.
I bet.
Win or lose, I had a great moment with this, and I'll be having the guy who originally started this 10 years ago from Croatia. He's supposed to be on my show next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're going to have a fun conversation because I have experienced some amazing things about how to do this. And there are some tricks and hacks and things I learned along the way that help you, that are within the rules.
What's the most difficult part about it?
I think the most anxious part for me is the first 40 minutes, not to drop that ash.
Yeah.
Okay. Although the cigar is good with that, I dropped it out of 25 cigars I smoked. I dropped it twice. Okay. But other than that, it's pretty solid, so there's not a problem with dropping it. But along with that, the anxious part is trying to ascertain, because you now have ash on it, where the burn is, how the cone is, what's the cherry look like.
Right.
You can't see it. You might see a little bit through the ash as you give a little puff, but if it goes out, you're out. So there's a lot of anxious aspects in that first 40 minutes. So sometimes you tend to puff a little more than you should.
Gotcha.
Because it's still lit and you don't need to, but you don't know because you see the smoke die down and you don't know. So you got to try to find the heat spot, right? Feel around, see where the heat spot is. You can't touch the ash, but you can touch the rest of the cigar. So you want to see if there's a hot spot.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bones is asking how they come up with 40 minutes.
Well, 40, I don't know how they come up. I will ask that question myself next week. And then the other thing that's cool is because the cigar is so well constructed, personally,
You're frozen, Jimmy. At the most important part of this interview, Jimmy freezes.
Jimmy!
We will wait for Jimmy to get back.
I like it when. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. You froze. You froze right at that moment where you're getting ready to.
So what I consider pretty important about this cigar is that it's so well constructed that if you get an off burn on it, it acts like a Liga Privada. You know how Liga Privada, if you get a little off burn, you just leave it alone. It just wants to catch up to itself. It just keeps running around and around, and eventually it gets even again. It just pours smoke. Well, that's what this cigar actually will do. So if you can get this through your puffing to off burn for a little bit, that's actually a positive thing.
Oh.
Then all you need to do is get it to go a little ignition on the edge where it's off.
Yeah.
Just hold it and just rotate around a little bit and just let it catch itself and just let it do its thing. And you could buy minutes on that.
Now, do they cut the cigars the same way?
You get a perfect cutter to cut it.
Right.
You get 1 minute to prepare your cigar. 1 minute to cut it and draw on it. If you have a plugged cigar, you feel it's plugged, you can trade it in for another cigar. So you'll get another one. But as far as cutting goes, everybody gets the same cutter. It's a perfect cutter. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that you have to cut it once. You can cut it once and then slice down the side. You could do things with that however you choose.
Right. Whatever your technique is.
Whatever your technique is for that cut. And I've tried numerous cuts, very, very small cuts, very large cuts, kind of angling on the side cuts. And personally, I don't think much of them all matter.
Really?
It's all about the puff. It's about being like the average Joe will normally puff hard on a cigar, right?
Mhm.
And by the way, you can't blow smoke out of the cigar. So
Gotcha.
you can't do that. So when you puff it, you have to go.
Yeah, Jimmy has done his homework. There's some
Oh,
big
yeah.
prizes. What's the now?
So
You
at
were up
this-
in New York. You come back
At
to
my
Florida. You got to go
local-
back
my
to
local
Pittsburgh.
My local shop, I won this watch.
Which watch?
This is a TW Steel
Nice.
CB51. This is like a $400 watch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very
Okay.
cool.
At the at the Pittsburgh event, whoever wins the national gets. There's a bunch of shit that you're gonna get. You're gonna get a trophy. You're gonna, some national trophy, and you're gonna get some other things, and it's gonna be a pretty big deal.
Bunch of Rocky Patel cigars.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a humidor and stuff like that. But if you win the Croatia World Championship, well, first off, you get a $20,000 solid gold lighter.
Wow.
Okay, one of a kind, engraved with the Cigar Smoking World Championship logo on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
You get a solid. I think you get a solid gold cutter or something shit like that. You get a knife, and then you get a big trophy. I think there's a $5,000 prize. By the way, you win just winning in here, you get a free trip to Croatia.
Yeah, you get to go to Croatia to begin.
They send you to Croatia, and then if you win it, they have a 24-hour Mediterranean cruise for you and 10 friends there, okay, or people you want to bring, on a private, luxurious yacht with a private chef that's there 24 hours the whole time, a bar, everything is free. You just a band of music, you get to party like a rock star for 24 straight hours on the Mediterranean.
Now, my two questions next are: one, what do you think your odds of winning not only Pittsburgh but the world champion is? And how good of friends are we if you do go to Croatia?
So let me put it this way: my odds of winning Pittsburgh. So I am placed number 9 in the world right now.
Really?
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Nick Peretta, being 1 minute ahead of me, is placed 7th. Okay.
Wow.
So we have 2 U.S. flags in the top 20 this year, and in the top 10 actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, which is pretty spectacular for us.
That's great.
Now, my odds of winning in Pittsburgh, I think, is 80-90%. Okay,
Right.
I feel very confident with Pittsburgh. I do believe the competition. If Nick is there, I think Nick and I will be going to the last puff.
Right.
Okay, to get something out of it. But it'll be quite the challenge. Everybody will have a good time. If I get to Croatia, the odds of winning in Croatia, well, right now, let's just say if I go in with my numbers last night I did, that'll put me at like number 6 timing. So 6 out of 35 countries.
Gotcha.
Do the
That's
math.
pretty
Do the
awesome.
math on that one.
But you got a big difference between, there's a gap.
Yeah, I can imagine.
2 hours and change, and then 2.5 hours and change have a few others, and then the 3 hours and above. How these guys get 3+ hours out of this cigar is mind-boggling.
What's the number?
Yeah.
Who's number 1 in the world right now? That's what the size
I
asking.
believe it's a Russian.
Wow.
There's a Russian, and the second I think is a German. By the way, we do have a guy.
I wonder
from
if the
Tennessee.
Russian dude is juicing.
Who? Juicing, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do piss tests beforehand, Lars.
By the way, 10 years ago, this challenge, people took about an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes to smoke the cigar. It has
Oh, my God.
rapidly changed over time. The cigars have changed too.
Yeah.
4 years ago, it was a special Macanudo that they used, but things have changed, and the question really becomes: have the rules not caught up with what people do?
Right.
And I don't know. I haven't observed enough, but there are, like I said, I'm sure there are hacks you can do on this that keep that cigar to burn slow.
Right.
And stay lit.
I wonder what that is, because even me, I've been in this cigar biz for like 42 years now, smoking cigars since I was 9. I'm 57 now, almost 50 years. And I have no idea how that could happen.
Yeah. No.
I don't even know. I don't even have a clue on it.
I'll speculate here.
Sure.
And I'm going to experiment. I thought about this today on my drive back from Charlotte. So you got a lot of time in the car to think about shit, right?
Yeah.
If I have this nail right here, filed inward and sharpened like a knife, right? And I roll this cigar around just checking it. Who's to say I don't put a little pressure on there and just slice a take
Pop
a very
hole.
thin slice, just enough to slice the wrapper to give me airflow, not through the cigar but out through the wrapper, which might slow. I don't know if that'll slow it down or mess it up. I don't know.
You'll have to experiment with it.
I'm going to experiment with that tomorrow to see what happens. Because I have a feeling if that is true, I might bring that up and say, wait a second, you guys got to watch very carefully. Because they got judges on this that are
I was going to say,
trained.
do you see anybody get kicked out for doing anything illegal?
They yellow carded, red card people like in soccer.
Oh,
like what did people do that was like against the rules?
Well, you basically can't do this. So I just blew through the cigar.
right. Is that a yellow card?
You can't wet your cigar. So here's another one that I thought of. Like, if you wet your cigar, it's going to burn. It's not going to burn as much, right?
Right.
So you're not allowed to have a drink for the first 5 minutes of the contest. And you're not allowed to talk to anybody for the first 5 minutes. So the first 5 minutes is total silence, no drinking, no nothing, just working on your cigar. And now let's say I go and get, instead of a glass of wine, let's say I get a gin and tonic, right? It's cold and it's sweating on the glass, right? So you bring me my glass of gin and tonic, right? And I'm doing this. And I pick up my glass like this.
And then you have a little moisture on your hands.
And I have some moisture on this hand. And now I take this hand, I'm still smoking. I can move cigar back and forth between hands. And I go like this. And then I go like this. And I just kind of rotate it around, checking it, looking at it like this. And now what did I just do? I just wet the wrapper.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's another area where I'm not sure if they're watching that carefully enough. I can't do this, right? But nobody's saying I can't. It's like a pitcher, right, with a spitball.
Yeah.
I do this.
What if beforehand you went in the bathroom and put some hand lotion on your hands?
I don't know.
And then you put a little bit of lotion on that cigar, and it lasts longer than water.
These are things where
Oh, you could put it in your beard.
Well, that's the thing, right? Exactly. I could put some beard gel in my beard and just go like this as I'm thinking, and then just do this. So
it's like the pitcher putting the old Vaseline on the bill of the hat.
Yeah, it's like the baseball stuff today, right? These pitchers, right? They're not allowed to put the tar on the thing, they're checking their hands after every inning. Maybe you got to go through and check stuff. Look at the cigars. Hey, did you put something on that? Put a light on it. See if there's because I understand that the organizing group is looking at this because the numbers have gone up dramatically in time.
Yeah.
and I can see 2 hours legit because I did 2 hours legit.
For a
Right?
Corona cigar, that even is a long
A
time.
long time. And I can see 2 hours.
I'm smoking a
Look.
Churchill right now. Look, we've only been on for an hour and 15, and I'm almost down.
Right. So I can see 2 hours plus if you can get it to tunnel
Yeah.
without burning the wrapper and bring it on down to, because you could get an easy 20 minutes of tunneling if you do it right. So let's say 220. I'll go even 230 if you really get the front end going well, right? So 230. Where's the other hour come from? That's a long
Wild.
time, man.
That's a long time, man.
That's
I'm telling you, check their hands. Shake everybody's hand beforehand and see if they got some lotion on them. I can see that really impacting it, or like you said, getting a little bit of water on it. Especially when you get down to the band. If you wanted to tunnel, that's the best time to make that wrapper a little wet.
Of course.
And then just let the fire find its way.
Exactly.
So what happens if you do burn the band?
Then there's a 15-minute deduction on your time.
Damn.
Oh, so you either got to make the decision that when you hit that band,
Yeah, you have to put your hands up and say, I'm done.
either I'm done or I'm gonna grow a set and try and tunnel this baby.
Or you're going to try to tunnel or keep puffing. Now, you can, when they take the band off, when you say you're done, it can have a discoloration on the back, right?
Right.
Where it can have a little yellowing.
But no burn line.
But you can't have the band itself have any dark burn point of it.
Got ya.
So, and I think I have one that did that. I don't know. I practiced with 1,000 of these things. So, let's see.
So when you're in Florida, did you just call no mas, or did it fall? Or were you just last man standing?
Eventually it just went out. It went out at the very end. So when I got it down to something like this, it just went out because I was puffing very, very gently, not to burn the band, and then I wasn't getting anything out of it.
Now, do they have judges watching to see if you're getting smoke production?
Yeah, there's one judge for every 10 people. I understand.
So you got to have smoke production. If you don't have smoke production, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Like this right now, I'm talking to you. See, I got nothing. So I'd be done.
Dang.
Right. So those are.
So when you do this, do you not talk to anybody? Do you just stay focused?
I talk to nobody. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No. I matter of fact, I'll show you something. I'm this guy. I take my glasses off too because the glasses, I'm so badly eyesighted that I have to actually look very close, and I'm doing this the whole time, and I'm doing this. I'm holding it like this.
Right.
I want to feel the heat. Right. And I'll just sit there like this, close my eyes, and I count how long it takes, and then move it around and do it again. And as that time drops, and then you got to look at it. And what really helps is if you have a black ceiling.
Right.
Right? Because you can put it up like, see, I have a white ceiling in my lounge, and it's hard to see the smoke. Well, with a black ceiling, like a lot of lounges have, it's a lot easier to see the burn, just the smoke coming off of it, to judge whether the smoke volume has decreased or not.
Yeah, Bones wants to know, are they going to have it live on Facebook or YouTube or anything?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll ask that when I get there. I think it would be very cool if they were promoting this from Pittsburgh on a Facebook Live feed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Have somebody just moving the cameras around and showing the competitors. Because I think everybody that's there deserves to get some credit because they did something cool. All right. I think it's something that I'd like to see. I'm going to be writing an article on this, on my experience, explaining what I went through. I've known about this, but this is the first time it was offered to me locally here in my town. So I jumped on the bandwagon. And I really want to get people aware of what's going on, because next year I'd like to see this not 12 lounges. I'm hoping Rocky doesn't want it just limited. I'd like to see this in multiple lounges around the country. All right, I think more and more enthusiasts should be involved in this. It's so much fun. And you learn something.
Yeah.
You learn about how to slow your burn and how the flavors will come through more. This cigar is an extremely flavorful cigar with chocolates, caramel notes coming in, right? And when you slow that burn, it just builds on every little puff. Every little puff, you're like, wow, this is good.
Oh. So is it something you have to be asked to get involved with, or is it something that, you know?
If there is a lounge near you that is doing this, anybody can get into it. It was $125 to register, but the $125 gives you a box of 10 of these to practice with.
Right.
Wow.
These run about $9.50 a piece in like a state like Florida.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you basically, your registration fee covers a box of cigars and then a little bit. And usually it's for the shop, because they've got, my shop provides food and everything. So, they make a lot of money. No, they sell boxes of cigars. Yes. All right. So that's the key. And like I said, I went through the initial 10, and then I bought another box to practice some more, because I said, I'm not there yet, but I have now dated the cigar. And you've heard me say this before in my reviews. To really understand a cigar, you have to date that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just smoke one cigar and say this is what it is. You have to smoke 3, 5 to say this is the cigar. You know the cigar yet.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Oh my God. Every cigar is different, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know what she likes. Some like to be puffed hard. Some like to be puffed gentle, right? Some like a cut deep. Some like not a cut deep. Some don't.
Jimmy, I like how you're calling it a she.
Yeah.
I think Lars is putting together a new song, Jimmy, with
Yeah,
your.
no, I think Jimmy's
with
very.
those-
He's in that woke.
he's getting
Jimmy,
that
you got
lyrics.
a great beard, but you're in that woke generation. Yeah,
I'm not
baby.
going to call it an it.
He's all cigar woke.
It's a she. It's just like a ship. It's a she.
That's great.
Now, of course, if you're a female cigar smoker, I would say it's a he. Okay, that's all. That's
Yeah.
all. Okay, and you can call me woke, call me whatever you want. But bottom line is, it's about dating. It's dating the cigar. When you date a person,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you
Happy
do not
birthday.
know who that person is on the first date. You're discovering that person, whether you like that person for continued dating or not. And a cigar sometimes might just give you a bad experience. Like, I don't like this cigar, I'm never going to go back to it.
Yep.
Or you might say, that cigar is pretty good, but it had these problems with the burn.
Yeah.
Well, let me try it differently. Maybe it needs to be puffed a little slower
Mm.
or a little harder, because sometimes that's what it needs. And once you discover the sweet spot of handling that cigar, it's going to give you amazing enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you point out that it teaches you how to slow down, smoke a cigar, and really get the flavors from it. Because I've always tell folks, especially folks who don't smoke Lanceros, to smoke a Lancero, because it will teach you to slow down and enjoy the journey.
Absolutely.
True story.
Yeah, because I love Lanceros. Because I could smoke a Lancero, and I'll sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours smoking a Lancero.
Oh yeah.
I love Lanceros. It's my favorite.
Because it's just you're caught up in the moment. You're taking your time, and you just get every little nuance off of it.
And the one thing about a Lancero, that when you do slow roll it, right, not all Lanceros are going to stay ignited
Right.
through the slow process. But putting a little bit of a heat to a Lancero just gets it going again. Whereas a Toro or a Busto or Gordo, you have to torch it, and now you are just torching charcoal, and you don't ever want a Toro and on up going out on you.
Right.
Once you start to ignite it again,
It's not
you're
same.
messing with the flavors, because you no longer have the natural flavor from the cherry. Okay, it's just now flame on on existing charcoal.
Yeah, Lanceros. I mean, I've had many go out, but I think I see so many folks the instinct, because they're smoking Toros and Robustos, is just char the living crap out of it, and you just got to put just a little bit of heat, and that thing will just pop right back into action.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you've been busy this traveling to New York, then coming back home, and traveling back up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the travel to New York, it took me off center there for a bit.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do with family. They come first. Got up there. I did find a cigar shop in the Catskill area, foothills up there, one night. And
what cigar shop did you go to?
I went to. Oh man, I got to remember it. It's a mine. It's in Middleburg, New York. Middletown, New York. Okay. And Middletown, it's a Middletown cigar shop.
That's great.
You guys got to talk it out. It'll come out there.
Yeah, it was a Middletown cigar shop. It was an interesting shop. I wish I had really more time, because I'd like to have done kind of a review of it. There's really cool people there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't know how people really can afford to buy cigars in New York, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I guess if that's what you're used to.
Oh man,
That's terrible.
I bought because I had it. I haven't had it yet, so I sat there and I bought the new Roma Craft 2021.
Mm-hmm.
It was $30.
Dang.
Wow.
I was like, and I know it's not an inexpensive cigar, even in a place like Florida.
Right.
But that's just where it's at. It's just very expensive place to buy cigars.
When we were in San Francisco, I tried to visit a couple shops, and I went into a cigar bar, and it's amazing what the prices were. Average was $20 to $28 for a normal $8 to $9 cigar.
But they're buying them.
Yeah, it was packed.
People in the shop.
The lounge was packed.
Yes, this place had. When I was there, they have like 4 different little rooms, right? That have different themes. One room was where they were watching a Yankee game. Another room was a quiet room where people were just chatting. They had the main room where they were watching a movie, right? And there was another room, and every one of those rooms was pretty much filled out.
Yeah.
We're all buying cigars. So
if that's what they know and that's what they're accustomed to, I guess it's they don't. It's what you have to kind of deal with it.
I would say that most of the people I met there were like ballers, man.
Yeah.
These guys were into all kinds of stuff, high-end real estate and businesses. I mean, these guys are just finding ways of making money. They came up from New York City. They go up an hour into this area. They live up there now, and they're helping to transform this area.
No.
And they got on the bandwagon early, and they're just pressing through.
So when do you head up to Pittsburgh, and when's the event?
I fly out Saturday morning at 6 a.m. here in Melbourne. I get there at noon. I got to connect through Atlanta. The event starts at 7 o'clock in the evening in Pittsburgh at the Rocky Patel Burn Lounge. And I'm staying in a hotel there that we got a special rate from with Rocky at. So I'm hoping everybody else is staying there too, because it's close by.
Yeah.
And then I fly home Sunday. At 4 o'clock. I fly home 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. So I have a friend of mine that lives up in Pittsburgh. Him and I are supposed to connect and just have a little get together time.
Well, that'd be nice.
You know.
It's awesome.
I lived
Pittsburgh.
I lived there for 5 years in Pittsburgh.
I love Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah.
I've been there numerous times, and I'd like to get back over on Sunday and go hang out at Island Jim's place again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, the Leaf. That's a great place.
Is that the most
Leaf and Bean? Leaf and Bean.
That's
So
the most
awesome.
eclectic bar lounge I've ever been in, because there's like shit
it's
hanging
amazing.
off the ceiling and shit hanging off the ceiling, hanging on the walls, and things hanging off the things that are hanging on the walls, and things stacked on the tables up on top of stuff. It's just like you can walk around. It's a small place, and you can just look around, and you could spend hours, and you still won't see everything that's in that place.
That's great.
That is true.
Man. Jimmy, I appreciate you hopping on. I mean, I told everybody, I appreciate that you spent the time. I know you've been traveling a lot. And again, our prayers and our hearts go out to you and your wife and the family.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate the fact that you made the time to hop on. And I'm glad you did, because I really wanted to learn more about this competition that you're entering. We're going to be rooting for you. We're hoping that it's going to be
we are
live.
Also,
If it is, we're definitely going to share it and promote the hell out of it, because we want to see you go to Croatia.
I would, man. I don't know. I mean, it's like supposedly Croatia's in September. And normally they have it at like this hotel in this conference center, I guess. But because of COVID, like last year they did this virtually. And of course that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You don't know who's cheating on how.
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
But this year they're saying they're gonna do it on this again with this yacht concept. But the contestants are all gonna be on this boat. We're gonna be staying on the boat during this time, right?
How many are going to be finalists?
I think there's like 35 countries.
Okay.
But how many people will end up being finalists? One from every country, or
One from every country.
Wow.
And the countries go as far as all of Europe, Germany, France,
Yeah.
Sweden, Norway, all of that, the United States, South America, I think, is involved. And then it goes as far as Russia, China. I think Japan is involved in this. Qatar is involved. They just had the Qatar one the other day. They put that up on their site. So Qatar is involved. So there's like 35 countries. So there's like 35 competitors. But from what I understand, or what I read, if you're in the number one from each country are going there, okay? And like I know from here, we get paid to go there, right? We get the trip, right, to go there, all right, to compete. But if you placed in the top 20, right? Now that doesn't mean that you're there, right? Don't get let's get this understood. You could be like Nick and I are in the top 20.
Yeah, there's only one from the U.S.
But there's only one of us going to the United States, right? So the other person has actually the option to say they'd like to go, and they go on this thing to be part of this cruise, not the final cruise, but the actual event, right? If you were in the hotel or whatever, you'd go there. So you could actually go there, and you get special rate and everything, where you can go and just be there for the event. All right.
Right.
And so I'm trying to get all those rules understood. I'm sure I'll get all of that figured out on Saturday of what's going on.
That's exciting, man. Good luck to you.
It's so much fun. I'm trying to get all those rules. Every enthusiast needs to do this. I'm sorry. If you really are into cigars, you need to find one of these next year. And if you have a shop that carries the Rocky Patel line, and they're not doing this, you need to tell them to do it.
Right.
Tell them to do it, and be part of the fun, because you never know.
No, I mean, God, did you expect to get this far?
Here, yes.
Yeah.
I expected to get to Pittsburgh. I spent a lot of time analyzing this cigar. All right, I spent over about a month
Really?
studying
Wow.
this cigar.
Wow.
All right.
There you go, kids. Study.
I actually sidelined a lot of my reviews. Okay, if you notice, I've slowed the reviews down this past month because I've been paying attention to this one thing right here.
Right.
This is what I want to know, and I wanted to understand how this cigar behaves and how to cut it, light it, what I should do to get the most time out of the burn. And I found a few things that I enjoy. I'm not going to divulge everything here because there may be people
Right.
that I'm competing with, but I have some tricks and hacks that are within the legal bounds of the rules.
Yeah.
And I think they've bought me. I know they bought me 10 minutes at least in
Really?
my lounge.
Wow.
Now, after all this is said and done, are you going to rate that cigar?
Yeah, because this is an
Dude,
available
look how
cigar.
slow he's already smoking that now. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
This is. Well, I had to relight it a little bit because we were talking, so I can't really judge it. But I didn't light it when it does go out on me because I'm too busy talking and jabbering. I just give it a little light, not a lot, as if it was just barely lit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just take it up from there and I look at the numbers and I say, okay, I kind of know where I would be.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at this as a cigar. This cigar is available on the market. This was rated one of the top cigars by Cigar Journal, I think, 2 years ago. All right,
Mm-hmm.
in their reviews. This is the Rocky Patel Mareva.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I am going to review this cigar at the end of all of this, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this cigar is going to be an extremely highly rated cigar on my site.
I mean, you've smoked enough of them. I mean, you probably have a pretty good assessment of.
Chocolate, caramel.
Wow.
Not a lot of spice, some sweetness, pristine burn when you smoke. If you're just smoking it to enjoy it versus smoking for the competition. Because smoking for the competition, I'm going to do things to this cigar on my puffs to make it go off.
Yeah.
Okay, so because that's part of what I'm doing. But when I just sit back and smoke one of these for enjoyment, this is one of those cigars that has a pristine burn all the way down, which is rare on cigars.
Yeah.
All right, it's got a solid ash. You can carry a very long ash on this cigar if you smoke it right. So this has got all the parameters of an extremely highly rated cigar on my site, and the flavor is spot on. I mean, it's just amazing.
Do you notice? Do you enjoy it differently when you're smoking it like you are now versus in competition?
It went out again because I'm talking. Yes, I do. Because when I'm doing a competition, here's the thing: I know this cigar so well that I can tell you when I'm only smoking filler or filler and binder and wrapper.
Really?
Wow.
I know the taste of the filler in this cigar. When it tunnels, I know when it's tunneling. It's got a uniquely different flavor profile when you're not adding in the binder and the wrapper. Okay? And I purposefully make it do that sometimes to do what I have to do in the competition, which is not, I'm going to say that the binder flavor, the filler flavor, it's good, but it's not something I'm going to rave about. But when you add the burning of the wrapper or the binder to it in a normal way, it's spectacular in flavor. It makes a big difference.
Wow.
That's interesting, man. That's awesome.
Try it
That's
sometime with
super
one of
cool.
your cigars. Try to slow burn one of your cigars and get at the tunnel, just for the fun of it. And
Just for the fun of it?
difference. Notice the difference in the profile you get. You're gonna get a completely different profile. You're not adding in the other components of stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm excited for you. I am. I'm excited for you. We're gonna be rooting for you.
Thank you.
I'll be rooting for you too.
And everybody,
I'm
you
loving it,
you
dude.
can check out Boston
post.
Jimmy. You can check
Just
out
post
Boston
on-
Jimmy at Stogie Press.
Just post out Saturday night, man.
Oh
7
yeah.
o'clock. Look for it on Rocky Patel Burn Lounge.
We'll be definitely looking for it and trying to. If it's available, we'll be sharing. We'll be definitely be sharing it, whether it's online, if it's on a website, or if it's on Facebook or YouTube. I mean, they definitely should be having some sort of streaming there for these events if they want to get more and more people involved in it. And you know, I remember hearing about this and seeing it, you know, over the last couple of years, but really never had access to it. And I think this is the first time since you're involved in it that I've learned so much more about this event. And it's, you know, most people are like, well, you're going to sit there and watch guys smoke cigars for a couple hours? I'm like, well, yeah, I think that sounds freaking pretty
It's
cool.
like watching paint dry. But it gets exciting when there is at least more than one that's getting it down
Yeah.
to here. And you start looking at the clock and you start rooting people on. I would say if you have any followers that are in the Pittsburgh area,
Yeah.
tell them to go over there on Saturday night. Just hang out. I'll be there. We'll get done. When we're all done, we'll burn some more cigars together and drink some tequila with Nish.
That'll
Nice.
be a great time, man.
Nice.
Well, thanks again, Jimmy. And again, check out Boston Jimmy at Stogie Press on Facebook, online. You're on Instagram. Are you on Twitter? Stogie Press?
I am, but I don't use it.
Yeah,
It's SC Cigar, which
SC
goes
Cigar.
back to the origination of SpaceCoastCigars.com.
Right.
It's SC Cigar on Twitter, but I rarely put anything on Twitter.
Right. But you're everywhere else, man. And I'm really excited. I appreciate you taking the time to even try my cigars and the rating on the Big Tony.
We got more coming, brother. Don't worry about it.
No, listen, you got to take care of what you got to take care of, bro. That's,
When I get back from Pittsburgh, I get back to the game. I got plenty of stuff to get through. We got to go through the rest of the year.
you get to make up for lost time.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
It's a tough job, but
Hopefully,
somebody's
I have
got to
no
do it.
more- Hopefully, I have no more debts in my family. Between my mother-in-law and my brother this year, it just
Yeah.
throw me. It just, you know how this is. You
Yeah.
haven't gone through we've all gone through it, and I just got to put my head back in the game.
I lost my brother last year suddenly,
It
and that was.
Sucks.
I mean, you still don't get accustomed to it. It's been over a year. It was a year in July, but God, I mean, it felt like I just kind of floated for a year just in space.
Oh yeah, I sit and talk to him at night here when I'm alone. I sit in the chair. And I know he's sitting in the other chair. I know he's rooting me on right now. He's with me right now. He knows. He's like sitting there going, "Okay, Jimmy, we're gonna do this together."
Yep. Awesome, man. That's beautiful.
Don't let my cigar go out, brother Tom. No.
Don't, yeah. Put a little nick on the side. Give me some cheating from above.
a little divine.
A little
divine
divine intervention. Listen, anything right now, right?
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
So, Lars, do you have a good pump up, motivated song to get Jimmy rocking and rolling and ready for the event?
Sure. Of course.
All right.
1 second, I gotta grab my guitar.
So we always have Lars do our little.
So that's 1 hour in right there.
Wow.
It's amazing, dude. It's so I'm really impressed by that. I didn't even know about this competition too. I'm really excited that Kerr had you on, and I didn't even know anything about it. So I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've read about it. all the stuff that everybody else is kind of accustomed to, but learned so much more tonight. And this is my hour and a half into it.
There you go. So tune in. Like I said, tune in next Saturday in the afternoon. I'll be posting out the time later next week, but we'll have the founder of this event, which is he's from Croatia. So I got to work on Croatia time. I'm going to have him on, and we're going to have a great conversation about the evolution of this and his views, and
especially when you talk to him and tell him that you're heading to Croatia.
He's already posted, man. He already posted. You saw the post I put out before. If you go to my site, they already put me on their site. They put everybody on their site. They give a highlight. So they highlighted me a couple of days ago on their site. And I read their article. I was extremely humbled by what they said. It was like, wow.
That's awesome, man.
That's pretty cool.
What's their website?
Oh, it's CSW. God, man, I gotta look. I always get lost on it, but hold on, I'll just do this. Cigar Smoking World Championship 2021. So if you go to
it's CSWC News, that one?
Yeah, CSWC News. And if you go in there, you'll see a number of things in there. They just highlighted Orlando in here. So Virginia and Orlando just came in. So Fred Rui came in from there. And who came in from Virginia? So Paul Dorsey.
I just posted it on the page.
Fred Rui won at 1 hour and 4 minutes. All right. And Paul Dorsey won in Virginia with 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
So this is my competition, right? I know I could do 2 hours. All right. And most of what I'm looking at, other than Nick, is around an hour, 10, 20, 30 minutes, somewhere in that range. My average on 25 cigars is about an hour 40.
Oh, wow.
So I know I could do an hour 40 easily. 2 hours, the last few days since I did the number, I've been able to get it within the 2 hour range. So I know what I'm doing to get it there. So I'm pleased with that number. I just want to try to see if I can press it below, but I don't have. All I got to do is win Pittsburgh. I ain't worried about breaking any world records yet.
All you got to do is just win.
I just got to win.
It's
win. It's like getting into the wild card, right?
That's right.
The Boston Red Sox suck right now at a level of where they should be, but if they just get in the wild card, all games change. So
that's great, man.
All right, baby. Well, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for this thing to go down with you, man. It's going to be so cool. And me and Kerr are going to be rooting for you for sure.
Let's go, man.
Definitely, man.
Let's hear that song. You're going to invent something.
You got it. I'm coming in, baby. Baby, I like it when you get down on your knees. Put it in your mouth and do what you please. Swish it around and lick your lips. Go so deep I can grab you by your hips. Yeah, you know how to get me up and do it again. Get me up but 2 more times, make my head spin. Feel me thrive, let it go. That's how you know which way the wind blows. And who I want you, girl, is getting down tonight. Getting drunk tonight. Getting pumped tonight. The way I want you, girl, is getting down tonight. Getting drunk tonight. Getting drunk tonight. Yeah, baby, come on now. Come up for air so I can hit it from that day, yeah. Tap that ass and make you scream. Get all drunk on the Jim Beam, yeah, let it flow down your hips. Make your head spin till you trip. Make my come all the way from your ribs. Now you strip it down your chin. I grab a bib. The way I want you, girl, is getting down tonight. Getting drunk tonight. Getting pumped tonight. The way I want you, girl, is getting down tonight. Getting drunk tonight. Getting pumped tonight. Hit the sauna, dripping with sweat. You put her next to me like you were my pet. Use both hands for giving me treats. Then you break open another by the Knob Creek. Pour some nine below over my body. Let the girl lick it off like it's a hot toddy. Smile that smile when you look up at me. Then you say you're feeling hotter when you're smoking them trees. Yeah, the way I want you, girl. Getting down tonight, getting drunk tonight, getting pumped tonight. The way I want you, girl, is getting down tonight, getting drunk tonight, getting crunk tonight, yeah. Yeah, baby.
All right.
All right. Now I'm ready to go. Wait.
You ready to rock and roll? You ready to do something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Happy
I have to think
birthday.
twice about putting this cigar in my mouth
I
now.
was going to say, man. With all that was going on, make sure that's after the event.
Well, I just wanted to make it woke. I love it. Oh, Jay, you don't even know, man. I'm going to use that she now a lot more, and I have already some great jokes with it.
There you go. Go for it. Excellent.
I love it, brother.
Well, listen, Jimmy, thanks again for making the time
Jimmy,
to be on the show,
cheers.
buddy. Really.
Right on.
And good luck to you. We'll be watching. We'll be posting everything we can. As I said before, check out Jimmy at Stogie Press. And you can also check out all that is going on in this event at cswcnews.com. I posted it on the stream, and I'll make sure that we put that stuff up in the profile as well. So from Lars, Boston Jimmy, this is Kerr Viajante. Have a great evening. God bless, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.